On the world news tonight, Tinubu reacts to tragic Kwara both accidents, orders investigation. Brajabia Miller resigns from House of Reps to resume as Chief of Staff. Nans visit Tinubu wants ASU NBA removed from board overseeing operations. FG collected 710 billion naira VAT January to March NBS. And on sport, Lone Star step up preparations for Super Eagles clash. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reacted to the tragic boat accident that claimed the lives of over 100 individuals attending a wedding in Igbo village, located in the Patiki local government area of Kwara State. Information report that in an official statement issued by Abiodun Oladujoye, the Director of Information in the Federal Ministry of Information, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu expressed profound sadness regarding the both mishap that occurred in Kwara State, resulting in numerous fatalities. The President extended his heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families and friends of the victims, offering his sympathies during this difficult time. Emphasizing the need for a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the boat accident, President Tinubu urged both the Kwara State government and relevant federal government agencies to join forces in this endeavor. He further pledged that his administration would address the challenges facing inland water transportation across the nation to ensure strict adherence to safety, protocols, and operational standards. President Tinubu called upon the Kwara State government and the pertinent federal agencies to collaborate closely in order to determine the immediate and underlying causes of this unfortunate accident. Additionally, he stressed the importance of providing immediate relief and essential assistance to the survivors and the families of the victims. The Speaker of the Ninth House of Representatives, Femi Gbadagbiamila, on Wednesday resigned from the House. Recalls that Gbadagbiamila, who won the election of the Surulere 1 constituency of Lagos State on the 25th of February 2023, was appointed as Chief of Staff of the President. President Bola Tinubu, in a statement released on the 2nd of June 2023 through the State House Director of Information, Abiodun Oladujoye, had announced Gbadagbiamila's appointment. Gbadagbiamila, in his reaction to the development, had promised to resume office as Chief of Staff today. Meanwhile, his letter of resignation was presented on the floor of the House and read by the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is expected to hold another election to fill in the space left by Gbadagbiamila. Following the resignation, the Speaker, House of Representatives, Abbas, has declared the seat of Femi Gbadagbiamila, his predecessor, vacant. Before his resignation, Gbadagbiamila served in the House of Representatives for 20 years. Moving on to the next story. The leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, on Tuesday sought the removal of the Academic Staff Union University, ASU, from the committee to oversee the new Nigerian Education Law Fund. This was disclosed by the body's national president, Umar Barambu, in Abuja. Barambu had led a NANS delegation during a visit to President Tinubu over the modalities of the new student loan mandate. According to Barambu, there ought to be students' representatives within the board. He said, "We thank the President for the student loan bill, which have outlined the clauses that we are not too comfortable with. And part of them is the issue of that board that we mentioned to the President, which we said at least student representatives should be captured. And there are some organizations that they put there, which to us, they don't need to be there."
Implementation of subsidy removal. The president told the visiting students that his administration will improve the investment in education.
If we all believe that education is the greatest weapon against poverty, then we have to invest in it. And that poverty should not prevent anybody, any child, including the daughter or son of a wood seller or bully seller, or yam seller from attaining their higher standard of education to eliminate poverty.
With this bill, now a lot of higher institutions will be increasing fees because they will tell that you have access, go and get loan first to pay the fees. Now we are pleading that at least we should have a uniform benchmark. And if they want to increase, they should please carry along the student union government of that school so as to curtail the issue of protesting.
Now that the 10th
And to the next story. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, says the aggregate value-added tax stood at 709.59 billion naira in Q1 2023. This is according to the VAT Q1 2023 report released on Tuesday. The report shows a growth rate of 1.75% on a quarter-on-quarter basis from 697.38 billion naira in Q4 2023. The report said local payments recorded were 436.10 billion naira, foreign VAT payments contributed 151.13 billion naira, and import VAT contributed 122.37 billion naira in Q1 2023. It said a quarter-on-quarter basis that household activities as employers on differentiated goods and service producing activities of households for own use recorded the highest growth rate with 349.86%. This was followed by construction with 95.64%. On the other hand, activities of extra-territorial organizations and body that had the lowest growth rate at 53.54%, followed by real estate activities at 47.01%. And to the next story on the world news this hour. The federal government has licensed its Force Hybrid crude export terminal with 8 million barrels storage capacity. The license was presented on behalf of the federal government by the Nigerian Mainstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to the Chief Executive Officer of Belama Oil Producing Limited, Mr. Tenjak Rich, on Tuesday in Abuja. The CEO of NMDPRA, Farouk Ahmed, at the presentation of the license reiterated the federal government's commitment to the ease of doing business in Nigeria. The NMDPRA board explained that, except in accordance with the appropriate license by the authority, no company or entity has the right to engage in any exploration activity in the country, except the two companies. Ahmed noted that with the presentation of the license to Belama Sweet Export Terminal, the indigenous oil company became the second to acquire such a license, the first being the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) Exploration and Production Limited. From that story, we go to the next story from EFCC. Abdulrashid Bawa, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), has said that the high level of unemployment and poverty in the country is not justification for youths to engage in criminal-related activities such as fraud. The Commission spokesperson Wilson Owojaren said these in a statement in Abuja. He reported Bawa as saying these in a lecture titled "The Roles of Youth in Curbing Economic and Financial Crimes," delivered at the Orientation Matriculation Program for fresh students of the Lagos State University, Lagos. Bawa said poverty should not be an excuse for criminality, just as unemployment should not be a basis for defrauding others of their hard-earned incomes by youths who are involved in internet fraud. The EFCC board was represented by ACE1 Michael Wetkas, Commander Lagos Zonal Command of the EFCC. He described the youth as one of the most strategic stakeholders in nation building, adding that they could confront and conquer corrupt practices if they showed a willingness to be change agents in their various engagements. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV Current. More to come. Angry youth from Nasarawa are currently protesting at the force headquarters over the crisis rocking the State House of Assembly. Information earlier reported that youth recently protested over the suspension of inauguration of the 7th Assembly by Governor Abdullah Isile over alleged security threat in the state. But the protesters urged President Bola Tinubu and Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Al-Khalibaba to urgently intervene before the situation gets out of control. The police is yet to respond to the protesters at the force headquarters as of the time of the filing these reports. And to the next story in Jos. Gunmen have killed at least 23 people in separate attacks in Jos. Plateau State police said on Tuesday in the latest violence within an area struggling with clashes between herders and local farmers. Plateau, sitting on the dividing line between the nation's mostly Muslim north and predominantly Christian south, has seen a surge in tit-for-tat attacks in recent months. 2 cattle herders were killed on Sunday before 21 farmers were killed in attacks later in several villages, Plateau State Police spokesperson Alfred Alabo speaks. The 2 herders were killed first, while the second attacks were launched later in the night, he said. The Commissioner of Police has visited the scene of the incident. We are investigating the cause of the attack. In a statement, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang said he was saddened by the killings and said the security situation had been alarming. The security architecture has become like an old abandoned engine that needs to be reserviced and retooled, he said. In many local officials said more than 100 people were killed and several thousands more displaced by attacks in Plateau's Mango district. Clashes between nomadic herders and farmers over land, resources and water are common in several parts of Nigeria, including the central and northern western states. From that story from Jos, we go to the foreign story. Former President of the United States, U.S., Donald Trump has been arrested by the U.S. Marshals. Report obtained on Wednesday morning claimed that the former U.S. President, who is the first to be faced with federal charges, has been put under arrest at the federal courthouse in Miami, where he will face 33 criminal charges related to his handling of classified documents at his Florida Mar-a-Lago resort. Trump is expected to plead not guilty at the next hearing of his case. Trump's second indictment comes just months after he was charged by a Manhattan grand jury in a separate hush money case, though the former president has denied any wrongdoing in both cases and has vowed to remain in the 2024 presidential race despite the charges. Trump is however expected to speak further on his troubles and the 2024 race once he returns to his Bedminster resort in New Jersey. According to a report, Trump was placed under arrest by deputy U.S. Marshals and his booking process and that of his aide and co-defendant Wolf Notter have been completed. Information from seeing a report from the inside Man's house. The marshals are expected to take electronic copies of his fingerprints at some point during today's proceedings. They are not expected to take a mugshot of Trump, given his recognizability. The former U.S. president is likely to enter a plea, and there will be a discussion of the condition of his petrol release. Trump could also be faced with some restrictions on his conduct as the case moves forward. Tuesday's proceedings will be overseen by a magistrate judge expected to be Jonathan Goodman, who is the magistrate on duty in Miami this week. And to end the world news this hour is a sports story. Lone Stars head coach John Kester now has the full complement of all the invited players in camp for his weekend 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Sri Lone Star opened camp for the crucial encounter last week at the 6,000 capacity Southern Arena, Bow City. The full squad of invited foreign-based players are in camp and the captain Koka fast recovering. The Lone Stars will also Super Eagles in the Match Day 5 encounters at the Samuel Kenyo Doe Stadium, Monrovia on Sunday. In a must-win encounter for Kester's men, who sit in the third position on the Group A table with 5 points from 4 games. The Super Eagles need just a point from the game to book a place in Côte d'Ivoire 2023. With that sports story, we end the World News this hour from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some major headlines. Tinubu reacts to tragic Kwara boat accident, order investigation. Bajabia Miller resigns from House of Reps to resume as Chief of Staff. Nan's visit to Tinubu wants ASU, NBA removed from board overseeing proceedings of operations. FG collected 710 billion naira VAT January to March. NBS claims. And on sport, Lone Star step up preparation for Super Eagles clash for the weekend in Monrovia, Liberia. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is VGITV Correct. Can you subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawa. Good evening.